If you would ask Pickaway County farmer and Farm Bureau member Scott Metzger to sum up the 2024 growing season in one word:
disastrous.
Despite USDA's predictions for record corn and soybean yields for Ohio, the story is just the opposite for Metzger's part of the state.
In this area of the state, we're in that 185 to 210 bushel range. That's not uncommon. And this year, I would say probably 120 to 130 bushel, maybe some that's 140, but there'll be areas in the county that will be well under 100 on some of the gravel ground. So it'll be a wide range, but it'll be a wide range on the low numbers with it for sure.
The dramatically lower yields Metzger and fellow area farmers are soon to come to terms with are the result of a drastic shortfall in precipitation.
I'd say we're probably in that 7 to 10 inches behind in this area. Pickaway County in general in the state, it's one of the areas that's in the D2 drought. It's got a big bullseye really over the whole county, and some of it extends into the neighboring counties. But we've really been dry this summer.
Beans aren't faring much better, with yield outlooks coming in anywhere from 30 to 35 bushels per acre. Thankfully, safety net and crop insurance programs offered by the Farm Bill are made for seasons like this, although Metzger would preferably not have to utilize them.
Absolutely, yeah, I'd be fine with never having to use it, because that means, we've got good crops. But in a year like this, we're certainly glad to have it, because it's going to be the difference between staying in business and not being in business with it.
The current Farm Bill is an extension of the 2018 Farm Law that would have expired last year. That extension is only good until the end of September. Jack Irvin, Vice President of Public Policy for Ohio Farm Bureau, says there's been some progress on a new Farm Bill, but that process has a long way to go.
I like to be optimistic, but I'm not going to lie and say we do not have a big hill to climb. We have a very big hill to climb. We're in an election year. I think there's a lot of unknowns of who's going to control the U.S. House, who's going to control the U.S. Senate, and who's going to control the presidency. So I think with all those three kind of areas in play, it definitely seems like there's been somewhat of a pause button hit on just waiting to see what the election transpires and how that goes. And then who's going to be in charge in 2025 is going to kind of dictate what they do here in 2024.
Irvin lists some of the priority policies of the Farm Bill from a Farm Bureau standpoint.
So far and away, when I'm out and about and meeting with our farmers, I think number one here, time after time, is protect crop insurance. So that is a public-private partnership where the government helps offset some of the risk and the farmers have to pay. Just like your car insurance program, you have to buy into the program and the policy and help supply some semblance of risk management and the coverage when we have some bad years, like you can see back behind me here with this unfortunately sad-looking soybean field.
He says the only way to be heard above all the noise is for members of Farm Bureau to tell their story to lawmakers in Washington, D.C., because what is happening in parts of Ohio due to drought conditions could happen anywhere in any given year.
I think one of the challenges for American agriculture and Ohio farmers, you're too good. You always produce. There's always food on the shelves. We don't ever have to worry about that here. So in short, we take you for granted. And I think this, unfortunately, right behind me is a great example to see, like, it's not a guarantee. We're having a lot of struggles in a lot of areas in Ohio, particularly here in Pickaway County. Unfortunately, the crops is, I heard earlier, disastrous. And I can see with my own eyes that is true. So tell your story. Don't let them take you for granted. We have to recognize, and I think as a country, we do get some good feedback that agricultural security is national security. If we can't feed ourselves, if we can't take care of ourselves, that's a kind of a critical function of security for your country, and don't take it for granted. And I think that's a message that resonates, but we got to help tell our story.
For Metzger, if it weren't for the Farm Bill,
we have crop insurance. We couldn't farm without it. Programs like that are vitally important. That's why we want to get a Farm Bill passed that hasn't been passed yet, just to make sure that is there for the farmers to have for the risk part of it.
In Pickaway County, Ohio, I'm Ty Higgins reporting for the Ohio Farm Bureau.